Episode 21, 22 of the Mini Golf Show. There's no Marv this week. The Sticky Bandits are drying off after after a long weekend. I'm here in, I think, what do you reckon, 94? Also West Yorkshire. This the
think so. Huddersfield.
this is the Boothie and
It's the
Steve.
Wembley one, right? The Bristol
This is the
Rovers.
Andy Booth and Steve Jenkins classic top. I'm here with Hep here to look at the Olympic golf. What? Olympic men's golf, men's outright market. We're here on the back of the 3M Open. Hey, but how much golf did you watch last week?
Not one shot. I'll be honest.
Who did you even tip up?
Two guys that missed a cut. Mr. Tom Hoagie and Mr. Chan Kim.
Fucking Tom Harvey.
And then,
are you done with him now?
well, until next week.
What did I put up?
We didn't even mention it in the thing. We just messaged each other afterwards. We didn't even say it on the episode.
I'd probably tipped Kitty Arm, right? We'll put that as a moral place. None of us would have backed Jonathan Vegas, who was winning for the first time in 7 years, beating Matt Kuchar, who hadn't won since I think the Mexican Open in 2019. He should have won back in November, but that's a different story. Eric Van Rooyen came from the clouds win that through the last nine to win that one. But Jonathan Vegas landed a bit of a touch as well. He was 50s from hundreds early in the week, very well backed on the off. Anyone that took your fancy this week? Cam Davis was there, disappointed. Tagala was probably the standout player. Didn't get it done. He's in the water at 18.
I thought you were just shouting at Figala. I didn't think he did anything really.
He was very short in running. I think he was down to about 4-5 to 1 halfway through the last round.
No, honestly, I didn't watch anything. I followed the leaderboards, but nobody really stood out. I mean, Pendriff had that meltdown that you were rioting on about on WhatsApp, but I can't say it.
We've got a lot of abuse on Twitter. Like I was pointing out, Taylor Pendrith is so lucky to they make out it's very hard to win on tour. The only reason he won early in the season was because Ben Coles at the easiest at the easiest hole on the golf course gets to par 5 18 to get there in two and somehow makes six, and Taylor Pendrith wins by one. And we're going, played great to win this. He holed like a 12 footer at 17, which is a par three, just to hang in there. He was great until he got into the lead, and then he struggled. It's exactly what happened this weekend. And it's something you see all the time on the DP World Tour, right? People who are in the lead suddenly start going, "Oh my God, what am I doing here?
I can win the £100,000."
A 2 year exemption, baby." And whereas if you come like Jonathan Griezmann shot 63 in the final round, which I was kind of crowing onto the boys on our group chat, somebody's going to come from far
Did
back.
say a 63 exactly.
And when he nearly did, just wasn't one of my nine picks. Never mind. We're on to the Golf National this week, which it's happy hunting ground for a lot of Europeans. This was the location of the 2018 Ryder Cup, and I think you mentioned before, and Tommy Fleetwood has got very good memories of Paris, France.
Yeah, it was the him and Molinari one, wasn't it? Undefeated.
Mollywood.
Mollywood. That was it. Four matches together, 4 points. Like he does, I don't think Molly's in the field. I'd be surprised if he's got the Spain.
No, I think it's Guido Migliozzi and Matteo Manacero for Italy.
Oh, there's no live people, is there? So there'll be no Garcia.
Live players are in. John Rahm's playing. Joaquin Niemann's playing.
Yeah, well, Bryson didn't make the American team, and Hatton hasn't made the British team. So I thought it was down.
It's a two.
Anyway, we're not talking about Sergio Garcia. We're talking about Molinari.
Yeah, Fleetwood and Fitzpatrick are no mugs, are they? It's not like Hatton's missed out because.
No, it's this. I was saying to you off like that. This seems a very Fleetwood tournament to win. I would not. He just seems to have the right ring of Tommy Fleetwood, Olympic champion. Never win a major. Never win potentially on the US soil, but Olympic champion around the course in France seems pretty viable at 20 to 1.
I mean, looking at this, you telling me off air that Japan apparently top of the medals table,
It
which
was
is
last
good
time I
news
looked.
because I do think for some reason I'm very much drawn to the two Japanese guys, Hideki Matsuyama is 40-1. Um, he was early. Is that being gobbled up? Okay, the 40. Yeah, he's still 40-1 on 50 odds first five. If Hideki's ball striking is at as he potentially could be,
Yeah.
he's unplayable around this course because he finds ways of making 63s or 64s out of nowhere just because his putters suddenly hold up. Like weirdly, I mentioned Kirk Kodiyama, he actually lost strokes on the field last week. He was, I think, top three strokes getting tee to green, so definitely keep an eye on him. Um, but Hideki is one of the, he's still one of the, he's been consistently one of the top 10 golfers in the world for 6 years now, and he's still 40-1. I think because he goes very quiet, he kind of gets overlooked, and he's not really a flashy guy. He hates publicity, he hates the media. Um, I think Hideki's got a great chance, and likewise his compatriot, great word. Um, don't butcher the first name. Kaito Nakajima is 200-1 in places. He has got form around this venue. You say for the this is the Eisenhower Trophy in 2022. The Japanese team were actually leading after 36 holes. He was the star of that trio. Um, I've watched a lot of him at DP World Tour this year. He's a proper player. His routine is flawless. He just has a habit of making very silly shots. You imagine that and this is very like xenophobic in a way. I imagine the Japanese players to be. I imagine the English guys to not really British. Um, not for not to not mean less, but not as much if these like South Africans or Japanese guys or some of the South Americans, right, where they are so very nationalistic, very the jingoism is rife amongst them. You know what I mean? It's not very cool as a British person to be very patriotic.
No, and I think you're right. I mean, France will obviously be all out. Pavard and Perez going for it at their home Olympics. I don't know. I was going to ask you, where do you think the Olympic gold will be seen in comparison to like the FedEx Cup or the Players? Because obviously it's below the majors, but like once golf's a bit more embedded, because I was listening to a podcast today that said like it's being played twice in modern times. Once at Brazil, where they don't play golf, they had to build a completely new golf course for that Olympics. Then in Tokyo with Coronas, there was no crowds. So
2016.
he's really had a bad rub. Like, there's been no crowds at the two Olympic events so far. Hopefully, this one will have some crowds, and then the next one's in LA, where they obviously love their golf, and then over in Brisbane, which will have big fans. So, like 8 years' time, golf could be seen as a really good Olympic event.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Like for me, it's just because it's once every 4 years. It's so random who's going to win it that it can't be given the prestige of a Players.
Oh, I think it
And
is. I think because it happens once every 4 years, it's kind of elevated by default because you don't get it. And the thing because the people who won it, like Rose in 2016 was top three, top five in the world.
yeah,
Xander 4 years ago was again top five in the world. Providing the players who continue to win it are of a certain level, it,
yeah,
I
I
would
think
compare it.
yeah,
I don't want to compare it to wrestling, right? They always say like, oh, it's the guy who makes the championship rather than the championship makes the guy. Because you've got the two gold medal winners already as Rose and Schauffele, it means something. I think Xander was it like a 10 was it 10 plays within like three shots of the lead or something? It was it not like Xander and then Sabatini and then like eight guys tied for third, and they had a big playoff for the bronze
I
medal.
honestly can't remember that. But
I remember watching a lot of 2016, and it was Rose and Stenson going toe for toe at the end, and there was a lot of like mutual respect again, Ryder Cup teammates. Rose played really well to win. Um, so the
but yeah,
fact,
we probably sorry.
so I'd probably say the four majors, the Olympics, and then the Players, and then the FedEx Cup. The FedEx Cup, if you take the money away from it,
Oh, no
it's
one gives a shit. No golf fan cares about who wins the FedEx. Obviously,
first
the
you run a
the
field with the handicap.
players,
It's
yeah, obviously the players that aren't already generationally wealthy, they choose the FedEx Cup and the 40 million or whatever that comes with it. over a gold medal, probably. But I don't know. Like, if Scotty never wins the gold medal, like, I don't think you can really hold him against it, because how many times is he actually going to be able to compete? Like 3 or 4 times. And if you don't win a tournament out 3 or 4 times, it's just a bit random.
But that's a normal athlete, right? Like Tom
Yeah.
Daly has done. Is it his fifth
Five
Olympics
Olympics
now,
now.
a rare. So Steve Redgrave, right? Sir
Yeah.
Steve Redgrave. Christ, couldn't ask anyone. Um, it was such a feat, the fact he competed in 5 Olympic Games. I think he won four different gold medals, right?
Five got gold in each one.
Was it 5? But the fact he
Yeah.
got to just to get there
Yeah.
is an achievement in itself. So maybe once the games have tenure or it means something, people like it's very hard to just which is the problem with live golf, I finding, right? It's very hard to create just tournaments and
Yeah.
immediately make them worth anything. You need to have like a legacy, and you need to have historical winners. So historical winners make a tournament worthwhile, because you look at the Masters, right? Won by Palmer and Nicklaus and Nicholson and Woods and whomever. So
It's
you
all
want
about
to be on that. You want to be on that roll of honor.
yeah. It's
It's
all
very
about
hard for golf to establish that until you've had past winners who are actually of a decent standards.
yeah.
If
So,
Stephen Yeager goes and win this week, like,
well,
Mickey
that's it. If
Mouse.
Stenson had won, no offense to Stenson, he was a great player back then, and then Rory Sabatini had won, it'd probably be a completely different conversation.
Oh,
But
Rory.
I think it's on the I think comparison to the players is probably fair.
Not a
Like,
major, probably, but just the next rung down.
yeah, but you could, but I don't think you can hold it against someone. You can't say, oh, but he never won. He won all the majors, but he never won that gold medal. It's like, well, he only had
Oh yeah,
he only had
that,
3
yeah,
attempts over 12 years.
it's a different story. Would you be watching? Does it start this week?
Um, yes. So he's going to start the 20. No, is that no, that was last year's.
Second?
The men's starts on the 1st, so Yorkshire Day. Um, I'll watch a bit if it's. Well, I do love the Olympics, and I've been watching a lot. But the one thing I don't like is these normal sports at the Olympics, like Rahm and Scotty and McIlroy. They've got enough money. They're on TV enough times. I can watch golf any week. But it's not what the Olympics should be about.
Do you think
Tennis,
it should be the amateurs?
yeah, that's. I don't watch any of the football at the Olympics either, and I don't really
Right,
care
same.
for it. But at least it is under 23 with there's like you can have 3 players or whatever over that, but at least they're doing something. Like the basketball really pisses me off because everyone
LeBron
goes crazy
James.
about the Americans won. Of course they fucking won. Like and yeah, tennis shouldn't be there. Djokovic and Nadal have got enough money and enough championships. They don't need to be at the Olympics. There's so many sports that need the Olympics.
I'm not a big Murray fan, right? But when Murray won in London in 2012, that was seen as such a big deal, right?
Yeah, I don't know if did he have his major by then? I don't know, but
I think I think he might have won the
yeah,
Australian Open. I think 2012 he lost the Wimbledon final and then won Olympic gold. And then he went and won Wimbledon the year after, because
yeah, okay.
I'm sub editing an article some guys just wrote for us. I don't know. We won't know stuff about that.
But yeah, get rid of all the fucking normal sports. Like bring in squash and someone was saying tug of war used to be the Olympics. How good would tug of war be as an Olympic sport? 8 massive Lithuanians against 8 massive Mongolians doing tug of war. That would be incredible. So yeah, I'll watch. I'll tune in for a bit on the Sunday. Might watch a bit, but if there's other sports on the red button, I'll watch that instead.
But not the priority for the casual golf. Like, give us a couple of prices to keep an eye out for.
I'm going to go back
Just put the
again.
Swedes up.
I'm going back again to Wyndam Clarke at 66. I think it's a very high price for the guy's talent, even though he hasn't done much since the players or heritage.
I do America get 3.
I think everyone
Represent.
gets free. I
Do
think
they?
free's the max. I think so.
England have got Fitzpatrick
Fleetwood.
and Fleetwood, and nobody else, right? Is it because Xander's a defending champion?
Maybe.
I think
Well,
everyone gets two normally.
but anyway, yeah, second guy, I think again, not really the best of form, but Viktor Hovland at 25 just seems a massive price. I don't think he should be ahead of or behind Lowry and Fleetwood in the offerings. And as you alluded to, well, did Aberg win that tournament you talk about? Nakajima, was Hovland in that team, or was it Aberg and some other youngsters?
Aberg was in it, and Sweden won it quite comfortably as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Hovland and Clarke.
It's Hovland and Clarke for Hep. Nakajima's a big price. Probably a little bit too big, but we won't do it well. Aberg 14s. Ball striking, providing he putted like an absolute pudding 2 weeks ago. Providing he does a little better job of the short game, he should be all right. Aberg 14s and Hideki Matsuyama 40-1, ridiculous price. Hideki should not be 41, should be half the price. Put some respect on the 2021 Masters Champions then. So Clarke for you, and who's the other one?
Viktor.
Clarke and Hovland for Hep, and it is Matsuyama and Ludvig Aberg, the Olympic champion, 2024. It's got a nice ring to it. I've been Twig, he's been Hep, and I'm off to get the screaming baby. See you all very soon.
Have fun.
Bye bye.